So I wonder if how many of these gauges are reacting to what I'm doing. Not many of them by the looks of it. We got obviously the tack and the speedo. They're doing their thing. I'm guessing the fuel gauge up the top works as well, but I'm not sure about any of the others. Which, I mean, that's not really a surprise. I've still got that camera on. You've probably noticed that, which is because the beacon is turned on. So if you've got your beacons on, you've got that camera on, basically. And that'll be the same with the reversing camera in the back. If you've got the hazard lights on, then that camera's going to be on. It's because they use the same control for that. Oh, we're pulling pretty well actually. I've driven this trailer once before, and that was actually with the Peterbilt that you saw at the start of the video. And the Peterbilt handled it. It didn't really have the right engine for it. It struggled in places, but it got the job done. It was slow. It took a while, but yeah, it did work. Mainly, I just wanted to make sure that the trailer worked and didn't cause any bugs or anything like that. So I mean, I could have done this video with the Peterbilt really, but at the same time I did want to show off this ridiculously huge Kenworth truck. And what better way to show it off than with a crazy heavy load. And we're gonna have to get down to 12th here. Oops. 11. 10. No, we're gonna have to drop it way down. 8th gear seems to be the magic number for pulling this. Let's go up into 9th. There we go. Alright, I think we're good now. Looks like we got a slight downhill section and then a bit more of a raise in the road. We'll pick up as much speed as we can here. I mean, losing momentum is basically the worst thing that can happen to you when you're driving a load this heavy, because it just slows you down so much. But we seem to be pretty good now, until the next raise in the road anyway. See, we're doing 60 k's an hour at the moment. I think even on the open road, like on a nice smooth motorway, we'll probably struggle to hit 100. And then if we do hit 100, I don't know how we'll go with turning and slowing down. Speaking of turning, I'm not going to shift up. Just I really don't want to overbalance and lose the go onto the side. There we go. Just handled that fairly well. Yeah, you really have to be cautious when you're carrying a load this heavy. There's things that you could do easily in like a 15 or a 20 ton trailer. It's just a whole different game. Was this guy in front of us before? I think he was. He seems to be going really slowly. Oh, there's a train crossing. Oops. Down into 12th. Get a bit of feedback from the steering wheel going over there, going over the bumps. So let's take a look at this while it's driving. Look at that. That's crazy. We're probably gonna have to shift down here again, I would imagine. Let's see if 12th gear can hold it. No. Oh, it's having a hard time. There we go. Looks like it's made it in 10th. You'd think a truck like this, carrying a load like this, would have a police escort or something, or at least, you know, like a car in front of it and a car behind it with warning signs and that sort of thing. I've seen that a bit on the highways over here in Australia, like driving out in the country, where you got oversized trucks carrying like big heavy mining equipment and that sort of thing. They'll have escorts and all that sort of stuff. I remember having to basically drive off the side of the road once, so that a truck that was carrying one of the really big the Caterpillar mining trucks that they use in the quarries, like the ones that are like 10 times the size of a normal truck, had one of those just on the back of a truck, and yeah, that thing was so big, like it was taking up the entire road, and yeah, cars literally had to pull off. Like actually get off the road onto the side of the road, just so that it could get past. Luckily, we're not driving anything. We're not driving anything that wide today. Just heavy. Car's going so slow. So we're going straight on here. I think we actually have to give way here. Yeah, we do. Doesn't make any sense really, because there's no lines on the road. But whatever, we made it through, so that's what counts. So we continue. It's getting darker now. It's nearly 11 o'clock. Up to 13. So we've got a bit of a rise in the road here. Alright. A bit more work driving one of these, especially with the 18-speed gearbox. I don't know how it would have gone with the 10-speed, if it would have been geared properly to handle it. It probably would have just dropped down to 1st or 2nd instead of 8th. That's how I'd imagine it would work. But like I was saying, I actually enjoy the 18 speed. Oh, come on, pull up. It really does not want to stop. So we're doing 50 k's an hour. I don't know if that's the speed limit or if everybody's just driving really slowly. Because you do see that in this game, don't you? Like, the AI just suddenly slows down. Again, something that hopefully will be fixed in 1.9. I mean, I had a quick look at the patch notes today, and basically they've, from what they said, they've completely rewritten the AI, basically. Like, they haven't just modified it, they've started again. So, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. And it's a good basis for American Truck Sim as well. Like, presumably they'll use the same AI in that game whenever that's coming out. So, you know, it's good to have it done now and to have it done in both games. Because I'd imagine American Truck Sim will basically be this with American maps. And hopefully a bit more expanded gameplay, that sort of thing. I'd really like to see company, like proper companies, rather than, I mean, you know, you've got your company in this game obviously, but you don't really do anything with it, do you? You just hire drivers, buy garages, and driven by trucks, that's about it. Come on, slow down. I think we've just entered another country. Not sure which one. We don't need petrol. So we'll keep going. So, quite a drive ahead of us. We're going to be going all through the night. How long have I got until my next rest stop? 5 hours. I mean, we do have a ferry ride coming up at some point, but I think it's a fair bit further away than 5 hours. Down to 12th. So we're obviously going up a bit of an incline here. You can't see it particularly well, but that's the only reason to be slowing down. Come on, truck. Come on. There we go. I mean, can you imagine trying to pull this in one of the starter trucks? You wouldn't even make it up the hills. You know, the 300 horsepower sort of range. I'll actually put my high beams on. There we go, that's a bit better. And every car coming the other way is going to flash their lights at me, but at least I can see what's coming up. I wonder if they've changed that with the new AI. I wonder if they still just flash their lights at you all the time. I'll have to play around with it and find out. I might just, maybe I'll even download one of those profiles with all the money and everything, just to test things out with. Oh, sharp turn coming up here. So that's one of the other Kenworths in the American Trucks pack. That's the T660. And we're turning left here. So I'll have to drive that as well one day. There's a couple of others as well. There's the K100, which I think in my last video I called the T100. I'm just going to go here. And there's also... is it the W900? Something like that? And then obviously we've got the Peterbilt 389 as well. The good thing is a lot of these trucks are actually standalone, so they're not overriding existing trucks, which is nice. I'm not going to be able to make it up here in 12th gear. I'm going to have to drop it down again. Go as far as we can. There it is. Down to 11. 10. Yeah, it's going to have to go down to 8th again, I think. Although I might manage it. Yeah, that's okay. Got the job done. I think I'll just go up to 11th here. There we go. 12th might have been going a little bit too far. A bit too much of a gap between the gears. You notice that camera can't see anything apparently. I wonder if that's... Okay, that's kind of weird. So you turning on the high beams completely drowns out that camera. It's interesting. I wonder if you flash the high beams. Yeah. Maybe it's because the way the camera's positioned, it's cutting off the light to it or something. I don't know. I'd imagine that rearward facing camera can't see a whole lot at night time either. You go up to 14th, I don't think that's going to be able to make it. Don't pull out right in front of me, you idiot. And this truck is carrying 75 tons. And I don't know if that actually includes the weight of the trailer or not. So I mean, a trailer to carry a 75-ton train would have to be pretty heavy. That'd be at least 5 tons, you'd think, maybe closer to 10. So if the weight of that load doesn't include the weight of the trailer, then it's closer to 80 tons, which is just insane. I'm not sure how they calculate it. So the 75 tons might include the trailer, or it might not. Maybe somebody who knows a bit more can tell me about that. We haven't. I think the highest gear we've gotten up to has been 16 so far. I mean, we haven't really been travelling on the motorways or anything yet. It's all been back roads. Not back roads, but you know, narrow country roads, or I suppose you'd call them. Yeah, I know. I've got my high beams on. I know. You don't need to keep flashing me. What's the speed limit here? 50. I wonder if there's speed cameras. So we must be in Germany, judging by that flag. We're actually making fairly good pace. This this engine is handling it pretty well. I think it's the 550 horsepower, but plenty of torque. And torque is what matters when it comes to pulling things. I mean, horsepower does matter as well. You know, I think you guys know what I mean. I'm being overtaken by the looks of that. Let's see if we can go up into 15. There we go. Probably have to shift straight back down again as we found another incline, but we'll see if we can handle it. There we go, nice and easy. It's kind of a shame we've been doing so much night driving. It's just the way that it worked out, really. I mean, a trip this long, there's no getting around the fact that you'll be driving at night. I mean, generally you can't afford to sleep every night, so there will be a bit of just nighttime driving. When's my next rest stop? 2 hours and 40 minutes. So that time will pass pretty quickly. I might actually check the, oh, I thought he was in my lane for a moment there. I might actually check the world map and see how far I've got to go until I reach the ferry. There it is. It's quite a way. Yeah, the ferry, that's like, that'll be another day's worth of driving probably. Alright, where's the next rest stop then? Because you have to kind of plan for this stuff. So there's one right here, and I don't think there's any after that for quite a while. No, there's not. I mean, I've got a couple of undiscovered towns here, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Well, yes, I am. Osnabrück, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how you guys pronounce these things. So, I'll take a rest here, I think, and I might actually... Once I've done that, I'll probably stop recording for a bit, make sure my hard drive isn't getting too full, and then I'll pick this up again at some point. So, let's make it to this rest stop. That's our mission in life. Alright. So hopefully the road is fairly smooth to that point. I might even get brave and try to shift up to 16th once we get around this bend. Look at this, planning out my gear changes in advance. You'd even think I knew what I was doing. I don't, but so we're gonna have looks like a 90-degree turn coming up according to the GPS. As long as it's not uphill, we should be fine. Oh, took that a little bit wide, I think. Stopping. Yeah. Yeah, so that happened. Remember what I said, the truck couldn't really stop? That's what I meant. Oh, I've gone down there. I forgot to use my second splitter. Somehow there was no traffic coming, and that actually worked. Otherwise I would have gone straight into the back of that car. The joys of driving a ridiculously heavy load. You see, I think the way it would work in real life, at least according to a couple of shows that I've watched on TV, I think the way it would have worked is that you would have had an escort car out in front, maybe a kilometre or so in front, I guess, maybe not that far, and they would like radio back to you, and they'd be like, okay, you're going to stop pretty soon up here, rather than just coming on it in the middle of the night and being like, oh shit, I have to stop. But there's no escorts or anything in this game. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? In the next game, American Truck Sim or whatever. Just, you know, a really oversized load or something, you have to have a couple of cars travelling with you. I don't know how that would work, how they'd make it work, but it would be cool to see. But then, my wish list for ways to expand this game or to expand the next game is pretty much never ending, so looks like we're going to get to this rest stop just in time. Actually, it's kind of worked out pretty well. It's not really something I was thinking about at all before a few minutes ago, so it's good. So at this turn coming here, this is going to be, that's hard braking the whole way, by the way, and this is going to be uphill. I think I might just leave it in 7th, because look how steep this is. In fact, 7th might not make it. 5th? Come on truck, we're almost there. Looks like it's going to make it. I can't tell if anything's coming. I think we're okay. Nice. That's 6th, there we go. Awesome. Alright, I was worried for a second that we wouldn't actually make it up that ramp, but so now all we have to do is get through this petrol station without running into anything. I might just go through here. Hopefully I'll actually be able to, it'll let me get the rest message here. Turn off the indicator. Sometimes it doesn't if you've got a really big load. spot. Maybe, what if I detach the trailer? There we go. Alright, wow. That was a bit of a trek, wasn't it? So, how far did we make it? We started in Calais, up here, and we've gotten all this way. And we've got all this way to go. I mean, admittedly, a good chunk of that is a ferry trip, but still, that's a long drive. We might be able to discover a few of these towns up here as well while we're going. But, alright, so, this is going to have to be a multi-part sort of series, I suppose. We've completely screwed this guy up, haven't we? I'll rest here so I don't forget to do it later. Alright, so, we'll pick this up again another time. But until then, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought. And yeah, thanks for watching.